Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Wretched Wrench. I want to thank all my subscribers and everyone who watches. Have helped grow this channel, and I really appreciate that. Today, I give you the 1982 Ford EXP. Hope you enjoy it. Hit the like button, subscribe.
Hello, I'm Ben Ronsley. In the next few minutes, we're going to be taking a brief look at how the new 1982 Ford EXP stacks up against several key competitors. It's important to note that this comparison is not intended to be all-inclusive. It's an early look at how EXP stacks up against its strongest competitors, so that you will better understand and appreciate EXP's competitive advantages. You'll be receiving more detailed competitive comparison information throughout the introduction period. Ford's all-new Sport Coupe will be going up against over 20 competitive entries, foreign and domestic. And there's no doubt in my mind that EXP will be a real winner. That confidence in EXP's sales success is based on the fact that in addition to its obvious good looks, EXP is a well-equipped, well-appointed, fuel-efficient American car that's right on target for today's market. However, the competition is tough. Buyers in this segment of the market are more inclined to shop before they buy. And when they shop, they're looking for facts. So it's important that all Ford salespeople know the facts and are prepared to use them. So, let's get started.
Indeed. Let the competition begin.
Well, come in, won't you?
Yes, I will. You seem to be confident about your new EXP now, but I think you'll change your mind after you've seen how it compares with some impressive foreign makes, such as the Toyota Celica GT liftback. Nice car. The Datsun 200SX. Exquisite. And the Honda Prelude. Beautiful car.
Well, that is quite an impressive array of cars. They're all popular, and among the many cars that EXP will be competing against. So, let's do some comparing. Where would you like to begin?
Why not begin with gas mileage? Heaven knows, a lot of buyers do. With a standard engine and manual transmission, the Honda Prelude has an estimated MPG of 27 and 36 estimated highway. The Toyota Celica has an EPA estimated MPG of 25 and 37 estimated highway. And the Datsun 200SX boasts an EPA estimated MPG of 28 and 39 estimated highway. I think even you'll agree that that's the kind of mileage today's buyers are looking for.
Absolutely. And gas mileage is just one reason why we expect EXP to be so successful. Look, with EPA estimates of 29 MPG and 46 estimated highway, Ford's new Sport Coupe is more than competitive. In fact, EXP's estimated MPG is higher than Preludes or Celicas and the 200SX. The highway estimate is better than all three of your imports by 7 to 10 miles per gallon.
So it is. But that's with manual transmissions. I'll have you know that these imports offer extremely good mileage with automatics also, which many buyers prefer.
Good point. A buyer who selects an EXP with an automatic will still have an EPA estimated MPG of 26 and a highway estimate of 38. EXP's estimated mileage versus your imports are just as impressive when the cars are equipped with automatic transmissions. And another point, as long as you brought up the subject of automatics, only EXP offers a split torque feature with its automatic transaxle. Split torque contributes to good fuel economy by helping to eliminate much of the power-wasting slippage usually associated with an automatic. Split torque is so unique, by the way, that it's patented.
That's very interesting. I guess I'll have to give EXP the nod on fuel economy. But Good gas mileage is just one reason why people buy sport coupes. In addition to efficiency, they're also looking for cars that are mechanically sophisticated.
Very well. Of the three imported cars that we have here, which, in your opinion, is the most sophisticated?
That's easy. The Honda Prelude, of course.
Why is that?
Well, for starters, the Prelude provides the extra traction of front-wheel drive.
So does EXP.
It does? Well, the Prelude also has a fully independent suspension system, including an independent rear suspension that gives us sports car buffs the kind of handling characteristics and riding comfort we're looking for.
The EXP happens to have essentially the same kind of independent rear suspension. And an EXP buyer can also select an optional suspension package with specially modified components, including variable rate rear springs and low-profile Michelin TRX tires. Prelude only offers a base suspension.
Well, what about Prelude's standard rack and pinion steering? I suppose EXP has that too?
Of course.
EXP and Prelude do seem to be equally sophisticated in those areas. And EXP even has a couple of pluses.
Right. EXP's advanced engineering goes hand in hand with excellent mileage. Better mileage estimates, you might recall, than Prelude's. Now, what would you like to add concerning Celica and 200SX?
They are both very nice cars. Not as advanced, perhaps, as the Prelude, but nice nonetheless.
Okay. Let's see how they compare to EXP. Neither the Celica nor the 200SX offers front-wheel drive. Neither has an independent rear suspension. Neither provides the precision of rack and pinion steering. And only the 200SX has a Hemi head engine.
Okay, I guess your EXP does have some advantages in the area of technology. But when it comes to standard comfort and convenience items, I'm sure those cars can beat EXP. The imports are always well equipped.
Once again, you're in for a surprise. In reality, all of the cars that we're talking about are very well equipped and well appointed, including EXP. As a matter of fact, EXP holds some standard feature advantages over those imported cars. Versus the Prelude, for example, EXP provides an AM radio standard. It's optional on the Honda model. And EXP provides a couple of convenience features not offered by the Celica: map pockets in the door trim panels and a cargo compartment light. Now, map pockets, a cargo compartment light, and vinyl insert body side moldings are all standard on EXP, and either optional or not available on your Datsun 200SX.
All right, but the Celica, 200SX, and Prelude have rear seats and are 4-passenger vehicles. EXP buyers can't even get a rear seat, right?
Right. The EXP was designed as an honest 2-passenger vehicle. But while we're on the subject, let me ask you something. You claim that because these 3 cars have rear seats, that they're 4-passenger vehicles. Is that right?
Of course. 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Simple arithmetic tells me that makes 4.
But for what? For adults?
Well, it may be a bit tight.
Just a bit. I've got an idea. Why don't you and I get in here and find out just how roomy the Prelude's rear seat really is?
I don't think that's necessary, but if you insist. Can you move over just a bit?
I'll try. That's about it. Are these seats up all the way?
I think so.
What do you think?
I think it's just a bit tight.
Just a bit. Well, you see, that's my point. Prelude and EXP are both essentially 2-passenger sport coupes, and well, could we get out? I'd like to take this one step further.
How'd you like to drive from here to Dubuque and there? Now, the new Ford EXP is a 2+ car.
You mean 2 plus 2?
No, 2+. It's designed for people that want 2-passenger seating, plus a substantial amount of cargo space. EXP's load space is fully carpeted, has a cargo area cover, cargo restraining bar, load floor rub strips, and can hold an impressive 29 cubic feet of cargo.
Boy, that's a lot of room.
How does that compare with your Prelude?
Well, with 9 cubic feet of trunk space, the Prelude does fall quite a bit short.
You're right, about 70% short. And that's my point. The Prelude has extremely limited cargo space, and even though it has a rear seat, to call it a functional rear seat is really a statement that contradicts itself.
I can get more in here.
EXP, on the other hand, is a bona fide 2-passenger sport coupe with more than enough room for whatever those 2 people choose to take along. Case closed. Finally, EXP offers a few extra touches that are not available with Prelude, 200SX, or Celica. Options like fingertip speed control with either the automatic or manual transaxle, leather seating surfaces, soft shearling and leather seating surfaces.
Okay, I'm convinced. It appears that EXP has everything it takes to compete with the imports.
And win if it's presented properly.
I think you're right. EXP can win against the imports. But don't forget Chevrolet's J car, the Cavalier. It's certain to give EXP a real run for its money when it's finally introduced.
Perhaps. But the J cars are really going to compete more against Escort than against EXP. However, based only on advanced information, I can already cite some important EXP technical advantages, like its independent rear suspension. The Cavalier's rear suspension isn't really fully independent.
Well, I've done some checking, and that's not what it says here. My notes state that the Cavalier will have an independent front and rear suspension.
Look, I'll show you. This is a drawing of the J-car rear suspension. As you can see, it's not a true independent system. The 2 rear wheels are actually connected by this bar, see? It's a semi-independent system.
Oh.
And that's not all. While EXP has a technically advanced Hemi-head engine, the Cavalier's engine has a less power-efficient wedge-head design. And EXP is equipped with standard, extra-bright halogen headlamps and steel-belted radials. The base Chevy Cavalier, for example, will have only conventional headlamps and glass-belted tires.
Well, what about other standard features? I know the Cavalier will be very well equipped.
Oh, the equipment is there all right. A lot of it just isn't standard.
What does that mean?
Look at this. Versus Chevy's Cavalier, EXP has a number of standard comfort and convenience features that are optional on the base Cavalier and included as standard only on the upgraded Cavalier CL model. Some EXP standard features, like a cargo area cover, are available only as optional equipment, even on the top-of-the-line CL. EXP also offers some exclusive options, like leather or shearling and leather seating surfaces. So you see, sir, the 82 EXP... Sir?
Big deal.
Sir? Sir?
Forget it. Just forget it.
You want your notes?
No. I don't know why I came in here in the first place anyway. I don't know why.
Well, anyway, as I was saying, I think you can see that the 82 EXP can compete effectively not only against the imports, but also against the newest domestic makes. But the fact remains that EXP will be going up against some very good cars in one of the industry's most competitive market segments. Don't take them for granted. As I said before, there are over 20 competitors in this segment. The fact that EXP compares so favorably against the top 4 gives you a pretty good idea of how well it should do when compared with the others. You can bet that the competition will pull out all the stops in selling against the EXP. It's critical that we do the same. So be prepared to effectively present and demonstrate EXP's many product advantages. EXP, an exciting sales and earnings opportunity. Take full advantage of it by selling this car the way it deserves to be sold, from introduction day on.
There's a world of better ideas. Come 1982 Ford EXP has just what it takes to be a real sales success. Styling, fuel economy, mechanical sophistication, standard features, roominess, and exciting options. EXP has them all. Yet the fact remains that EXP will be competing against a field of very fine automobiles. In addition, buyers in EXP's market segment are more inclined to make purchase decisions based on concrete facts. They expect to receive thorough product presentations. One good way to ensure that each and every EXP shopper receives the facts he needs is to utilize the proven 6-position cell. It's a good way to maintain control of the selling situation. The 6-position cell is no more than a sales technique. It's not a formula. You'll probably want to modify each presentation to match the interest and needs of each customer based on information you learned when qualifying prospects. For example, in qualifying, you may discover that your prospect is technically oriented. Therefore, you might want to spend additional time discussing EXP's engine and suspension system. Another customer might be interested in room, so you could elect to begin your presentation with the cargo area. The important thing is not where you start and end, but that you use the position selling technique in the first place. With EXP, a typical 6-position product presentation could go like this.
As I say, past couple months I've been looking at all the cars, the imports, the domestics. I've been in some of the showrooms. I've listened to the radio and read the newspaper ads. And after watching the TV ads, I decided I'd better take a look at the EXP too.
I think you're really going to like what you see. Come on, let's take a look at the car. Perhaps the first thing I should tell you is that the new EXP is a front-wheel drive car.
Front-wheel drive, huh? Seems like that's all I've been hearing about lately. Is it really that important?
Well, yes, it is, for a couple of reasons. First, with the engine weight located over the front driving wheels, you generally get excellent traction on snow and ice. Secondly, front-wheel drive allows for a smaller driveline tunnel inside the car, so you have a flatter floor and gives you more room. EXP also has a McPherson strut front suspension that provides good lateral stability in quartering maneuvers and contributes to a comfortable ride. You should also know that power front disc brakes are standard equipment on EXP. So is rack and pinion steering for precise steering response. This particular EXP is equipped with optional power rack and pinion steering for minimal steering effort with the same precise responsiveness.
But don't all cars of this size have rack and pinion steering?
Surprisingly, no. For example, the Toyota Celica and Datsun 200SX have a conventional recirculating ball steering system. Now, I'd also like you to notice EXP's sleek styling. There's a reason for it. In addition to being interested in good looks, the Ford engineers wanted to design a car that had good aerodynamics. You see, aerodynamics can be an important factor in determining gas mileage. The EXP went through 550 hours of wind tunnel testing to help develop the shape of the car.
What does that really mean to me?
Well, the EXP has a drag coefficient, now that's a measure of how aerodynamic it is, of just 0.37. That's better than cars like Corvette or even the Datsun 280ZX.
The 280ZX? Don't you mean 200SX?
280ZX. And as I said, aerodynamics can have a direct impact on gas mileage by reducing wind drag. Now, let's take a look under the hood.
All right.
The EXP is powered by a 1.6-liter compound valve hemispherical head 4-cylinder engine.
Sounds impressive, but just what is it?
Basically, Hemi head permits more efficient combustion than a conventional wedge head design. This Hemi design is nearly unique in the industry, and it helps make EXP's engine one of the most power efficient in its class. It's economical, too.
Just how economical is it? What's the gas mileage?
EXP's EPA estimated MPG is 29, and its highway estimate is 46.
How's that compare? I mean, is that good mileage for this kind of car?
Let's put it this way. EXP's mileage estimates are higher than cars like Honda Prelude, VW Scirocco, Celica GT, Dodge 024, and Plymouth TC3. Oh, it also has standard electronic ignition to help reduce maintenance costs.
Oh, that's another thing. What about maintenance? I've heard that sport coupes can require a lot of scheduled maintenance. Isn't that pretty expensive?
Well, that might be true with some imports, but not the EXP. In fact, Ford estimates that you'll spend only about 1 hour a year handling the car's scheduled maintenance requirements.
Only 1 hour?
That's all. The car's designed to limit hassles. For example, components like spark plugs, air filters, and engine coolant only require changing every 30,000 miles. Based on current cost, Ford anticipates that you'll spend only about $160 on scheduled maintenance for EXP during the first 50,000 miles.
Pretty impressive. 160, 50. That's only about $50 a year for me.
Not bad, huh?
Not bad at all.
Now, let me point out that all-season P-metric radial tires are standard on EXP. Now, this car happens to be equipped with optional Michelin TRX tires. Both are designed to offer good traction and reduced rolling resistance, factors that contribute to good fuel economy. Vinyl insert body side moldings are also standard. They dress up the appearance of the car and also help protect it from parking lot dings and scratches. I think you should also know that every EXP contains about 200 pounds of high-strength steel in the body structure and chassis components. This helps reduce the overall weight for good fuel economy. Now, back here, the first thing I'd like to point out is that EXP has a fully independent rear suspension.
What exactly does that mean?
Well, since the rear wheels can step over bumps independently, the system contributes to both riding comfort and good driving characteristics.
Isn't that a typical feature on this kind of car? Don't most sport coupes have that kind of suspension?
No, as a matter of fact, very few of EXP's competitors have independent rear suspension.
No kidding.
Now, notice the rear window defroster, also standard. A tinted rear window is standard too. I'll use a key to operate the liftgate. But the EXP has an optional electric liftgate release located in the passenger compartment. It's just one of the little extra touches that makes EXP special.
Sure is plenty of cargo space.
Oh, there sure is. EXP has about 30 cubic feet of load space, all of it fully carpeted. That's why EXP is called a 2+ car. There's room for 2, plus your possessions.
Well, I can see all that space coming in handy.
It sure will.
I like that color combination.
Well, this is the red and black two-tone. EXP comes in a choice of 13 exterior colors with 3 optional glamour paints and a number of two-tone combinations. Here, why don't you climb in behind the wheel? Okay, the first thing I'd like to point out are the standard bucket seats with the high back design. Notice the great lateral support? They recline, too. Optional low back seats are available. You can even get leather or shearling and leather seating surfaces with them. You also have plenty of legroom with this car. More legroom, in fact, than you'd find in a car like Toyota Celica.
Very comfortable.
You have more headroom than is offered in Honda Prelude.
Is all of this instrumentation optional?
Everything you see is standard.
Even the warning lights and gauges?
Even the handy console is standard.
How about the radio?
Well, the AM radio is standard, and there are several optional radios, such as AM/FM stereo with a cassette tape player. EXP provides convenience lights, like that dome light with a pivoting map light. The cargo area light is also standard.
Real nice.
Any questions?
Not really. I love it. Yeah. How much?
Okay, but before we talk price, I'd like for you to take this car for a test drive so you can really see how this new EXP performs on the highway.
Well, I'm in kind of a hurry. I don't think I really need to drive it.
You know, you owe it to yourself to take this car for a spin. Actually, if there was ever a car that needed to be driven to be fully appreciated, it's this new EXP. It'll only take us a couple of minutes. I got one just like it right out here.
Oh, yeah?
You ever driven a front-wheel drive car before?
Yes.
A friend of mine has one.
You'll love the way this car performs.
Every six-position cell should include a seventh step, the demonstration drive. In the case of EXP, this is probably the most important step because it's on the road that this new sport coupe really shows its stuff. The demo drive also gives the customer an opportunity to sell himself on the car. Essentially, you're there to underscore his positive impressions and to reinforce the points you've made in your showroom presentation. A complete six-position product walk-around, followed by a well-planned demonstration drive, will help to ensure that every potential EXP buyer gets the full story. And by providing the full product story, the customer sees you as an expert, a person who can be trusted to assist him or her in making that final purchase decision. So once they're shown the facts, people in the market for an exciting, fuel-efficient sport coupe will discover that they need look no further than the 1982 Ford EXP.
Information shown here was correct when approved for release. Ford reserves the right to discontinue or change any specification designs at any time without notice or obligation. Some features shown or described herein are optional equipment. Items described which are available at extra charge. Some options required in combination with other options. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Remember, use EPA ratings for comparison. Actual mileage may differ depending on speed, weather conditions, distance, tires, and whether you're a city driver. Have a good day.